If you're looking to clean up the appearance of the rear wheel wells while also adding some protection at the same time, well then you should consider adding these highly rated Husky rear wheel well liners to your 2019 and newer Sierra 1500. Now these made in the USA liners will feature a durable black polyethylene build along with a lifetime warranty, all for right around that mid to high $100 price point. So wheel well liners, in my humble opinion, are an awesome addition for two big reasons. First and foremost, it's going to dramatically clean up the look of the rear wheel wells on both stock and lifted trucks. And secondly, it will help protect the underside of the wheel well, frame, and bed from things like dirt, rocks, and ultimately corrosion long term. How does it go about doing this? Well, they are going to serve as a barrier or shield of sorts for not only the wheel wells themselves, but also some of the stuff underneath the truck that we've already mentioned, like the frame, fenders, and underside of your bed, which, let's face it guys, can all be problem areas for rust if not protected. Now, protection aside, again, they really do help clean up the appearance, especially on lifted trucks where more of the wheel well is visible, and this only gets magnified by lighter factory colored trucks. Take it from me guys, I have a white truck lifted 6 inches, and this really made a night and day difference once I installed these compared to just the big white ugly fenders that we saw in the first place. Now, construction for the pair again will feature a very thick polyethylene or plastic material that is going to be very, very tough throughout and hold up to the rocks, mud, and basic overall daily abuse of being mounted to the underside of the rear of your rig. Now, these things have been designed in a way that really does fit the wheel wells perfectly and will be very low key in appearance once installed. Now, speaking of which guys, they will be held in place with the included clips that should not require any drilling for most owners out there. Finally, I always like to point this out, liners have been made in the USA and are backed by a limited lifetime warranty in case you run into any issues. Now, coming in at around that mid to high $100 price point, I think you'll find that these options will be maybe a tad more expensive compared to similar options from Rough Country, for instance, but still not quite as much as the rugged liner options on the site here, which are going to edge out the Husky liners by a few bucks. But what do you say we get into the process of getting the liners in place? And as mentioned earlier, guys, most owners should not expect any drilling whatsoever. Instead, you're going to be using the pre-existing holes along with the supplied hardware to get everything in place. Therefore, the site's going to call this one pretty solid, 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking about a half an hour, I would say, at least to get everything in place. But now to give you a better idea of what you're in for in the garage or driveway, let's throw it out to the guys in the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
For this install, you will need a ratchet and a T15 Torx bit. What's up guys, today we're going to be installing some wheel well guards in our Sierra, so let's get started. So our truck already has the provisions for wheel well guards in them, aka fender liners, so we're going to be using the Torx screws that go in there. If your truck did not already have these little inserts, these threaded inserts, you will use the push style clips that are included with your kit. So we're going to use our Torx screws to go ahead and install these. So we're going to grab our driver's side labeled wheel well guard and go ahead and get it in place first. We're going to tuck it back behind our fender flare here. Sure that's nice and tucked in. So now we're going to grab our T15 Torx bit on our ratchet and our T15 Torx screws, and we'll start right here in the middle, line everything up, and work our way out each side from the middle, mounting all of our screws. So once we have those 3 in, we'll work over to our sides and get those mounted. Then we'll do the same thing for our front side. So if you have factory rock guards on your truck, you'll want to go ahead and throw those back on. If not, a lot of the lower trim trucks don't have those. This will complete your install. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our rear wheel well guards in black finish for your 19 to current Sierra 1500. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Sierra, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.